Welcome back. Here's where you left off. Spoilers ahead for My Buddy Gave Me a Starship by Myles Christensen. So this book had a lot going for it. We were really excited about it. We were engaged. We were interested in how the characters were going to come out, Leonard. But in the end, it felt like the last few chapters kind of let us down. And look at the book overall, I tend to feel as if there wasn't a lot of focus in the book to what the writer was trying to do. Like there's all these sort of subplots there that he didn't tie up or didn't think them through before he wrote them. Do you agree with my perspective here?
Yes, I do agree with you regarding how the book has been. In other words, the title does not match the storyline. That's how I see it.
Well, I mean, technically, it does. Except my dead buddy gave me a starship. You know?
His dead buddy did not give him a starship. He took the starship so he won't get killed. So the title should be, "My buddy gave me I borrowed my
dead buddy.
I borrowed my dead buddy's starship before I get killed." I think that's the best way to describe this book.
Technically, Gabe never gave it to him. He was just showing it to him because he was having a bad day.
Yes.
He got fired. He's showing it to him because he had a bad day. And then he is like, his dead wife is the AI. And apparently the entire book, she's apparently doing secret stuff.
Well, here's the thing, though. He's trying to revive or use his dead wives as an AI. That's another underlying issue that we are not qualified to diagnose. Okay, that's another issue that's beyond us, and that tells me a lot about the author a bit. In the same time, too, if you ask me if the book actually gave entertainment while reading it, yes, it did give me entertainment reading it. Did it give me a pause regarding how I look at my life? It's like, no, it doesn't, because it's designed to entertain. So I'm fine with that. Did it weird me out a bit? Yes, it definitely weirded me out a bit, because I did not expect how this book is going to turn out. That's how I see it.
I don't necessarily think that you and I fully agree on the exact perspective here, but when I'm thinking about sort of the plot lines and so forth, for example, I'll give you a couple examples, all right? Firstly, Greylick was essentially an irrelevant generic bad guy. He's really irrelevant to the whole book. The only reason he's relevant is because he wants the Quake drive. And so really as a matter of writing the plot, really what this was him jumping around from place to place with Vern, and the two of them are going off and doing some stuff. But really, does he really affect the outcome of the book in any meaningful way?
Yes, it did. It did. Greylick killed Gabe. If Gabe was not dead, this book ended in chapter 1.
Okay, all right. Let's put that aside for a moment. What I'm saying here is that, let me give you a different example. The resolution to the book then is maybe where I'm having more of a problem then. When the whole purpose of them is to get more starfighters to fight the Nexus and Greylick and all them. And then the result is to destroy the exact thing they're trying to get and lead them right to it and then destroy it. And then tell there's only two of them left. There's two starfighters left. They're on Terra's one, and then there's the other one, right? And they tell it, just fly off to wherever you want. We don't ever want to see you again. How is that good writing? It's like, that's the whole purpose that you came to this planet. It's the last one that's around now. Why don't you send it to a place where you're send it to the middle of space so you can find it eventually or something? The AI isn't going to care, have a plan to find the thing again, rather than be like, go off, be on your own now. What is this? The freaking Cylons? In Battlestar Galactica.
Here's the thing, though, because I agree with you. That decision of sending the ship out without having a game plan to bring it back is a terrible idea. But I think I said in the last episode that if I can't have it, no one can. Literally, that's the premise in the whole telling the ship to fly and be free and just don't come back, right? And this is not Old Yeller. It's you telling the ship to fly away, not to come back. It took away theoretically Greylick's ability to have a ship equal to the Mark 7.
And
right.
I'm not disagreeing with that in any way, shape, or form. That is a logical plot device. No problem. I'm totally on board with that. But when you have the opportunity to tell the thing you need as a backup to your own fighter, to double your fighting power, to be like, go wherever you want, or like think about for, as you would say, because there's, dumb decisions being made all the time, just go to a place that I know you're going to be in whatever, 5 months or whatever. Just send the damn thing there, because Greylick's going to try to fight somebody.
Derek, that's the problem, because when they told that ship to go somewhere, they don't know where to go. Their base of operations got seized by Nexus. They don't know where to go after that. It's like saying, hey, spaceship, I need you to fly somewhere, come back 5 months later, but but call me first before you come back so I can tell you where I'm going to go.
I just, the reason is that Vern's, her motivation was, number one, kill Greylick. Number one, she never did that. Number two, be part of the Resistance. The Resistance was destroyed, so she's not part of that anymore. Number three, there's like the whole motivation of the book was kind of irrelevant by the end. And what we got, which is what you were taking issue was a romance novel ending off with what do you call it? The
an
cringe
80s
family
cheesy
dynamic,
fromage ending. That's how I described it That's how I described it. So
the last episode, yeah.
But here's the other problem I have with this book, though. It's of course the romance part of the book, because that totally threw me off guard. But at the same time, like I said before, like I have no problems with it. It is what it is, right? It shows emotions. It shows connection between the two characters, and that's fine with that. But the cheesiness of it is that I had an issue with. Right, it's so cheesy that it's really bad. The other one as well too. The premise of Greylick is not there. It's like, Greylick was there for a reason. It's starting a series of chain reaction, right? If Greylick did not kill Gabe and stole the ship with Gabe still alive, story done. But the conflict arose when Greylick killed Gabe. Mitch flew the ship, go somewhere, meet the Rim. They had ice. They got a little teenage romance there. They tried to kill Greylick. But here's the issue that I have, though. It's one of the issues that I have. There's tons of issues. I think you'll agree with me in this one. When they found out that Greylick's going to this casino to meet this because he likes this woman, right? If Gabe and if those two did not go to that casino, they will have all their ships done, built, ready to go fight, start recruiting people. But they decide to go try to kill Greylick. If they didn't do that, they will never go back to their base. Greg following them. You know what I mean? So it's like from bad decision to worst decision to the really, really bad. It's like bad decisions over and over and over and over again.
So your point is, and I kind of agree with it, whereas that you found the place with all the advanced ships, just spend some time there repairing them, move them to another place where whatever. Because arguably, the facility that made them is there. That, you have assumably you have all the plans and you have all the technology there to create more ships or whatever, right? Or at least to finish the ones that are there. Take the time to do that first and then go after Greylick with a big fleet. Like, is that sort of your approach here?
Yes. Yeah. And the most reasonable person in the world, in the universe, will say, let's just finish this stuff first before we go act our revenge. So if, there was so that, yes, the short answer is yes. If their motivation is revenge and they took their revenge rather than because remember at this point already in the book that the resistance is dead. The resistance is gone, kaput, no more, does not exist anymore, right? And we understand that, right? Gaelic won, Gaelic won. He won 100%, no issues there. Theoretically, the remaining resistant, i.e., both of them, let's just say, their job is to rebuild. They already made a purpose of, let's go rebuild this because we need to keep, because Mitch already decided that, hey, I'm with you. Let's go rebuild this, right? And it's a very novel thing to do, It's like perfect, right? But when he started doing that, right, and next thing you know, they found out that they can actually get Greylick. All that decision making, all that hard work, all the blood, sweat, and tears rebuilding the fleet and trying to get more recruits, gone, because they have a desire to do the act of revenge. Right. So this is why I said in the last episode, even today's episode, I feel like this book was designed for preteens, and the way the people are acting are not based on their age group. You know what I mean? The character's age.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily think that Myles wrote the book for a bunch of teenagers. I feel as if the romance was either an afterthought or something that when he was writing the book, he had to cram it all into the end. And that's why you're having this kind of reaction to it. Does that make sense?
No, I don't mind the romance part. I have no problems with that. The issue that I have is it does not match the tone of the book. You do not put a love scene in the middle of a Terminator movie or in an Aliens movie or in a Predator movie. It just doesn't work. You know what I mean? You do not put.
No, I think the objection that you made in the last episode was more that they're shooting and be like, I like you, shoot the guy, I like you too. Like, it was kind of.
Yeah, that's the issue I have. It feels like as you said, it's not, I don't want to say it's an afterthought. I get this feeling that the when I have, again, we don't know this. It would be nice to interview the author here, but I want to know the thought process of this. Is the thought process to always have it in the book? Fine. You should definitely sort that out, right? If the love story between the two characters is a note from the editor, get a brand new editor. Simple as that. Because the book itself is. The premise of the book is so good. This is why I was pushing it while we were doing our list, because the premise of the book is really, really, really good, right? And it's just very good. Even the synopsis was very, very good. It was really nice, right? That's why I was like, dude, I really want to read this book, right? And you're like, dude, I agree, but that part of the book, it let it down. I feel like it was just. I just feel like it's a waste of page having that in. If they want to have some romance between both of them, fine, put it in, but don't put it like that. It feels like I'm watching a teen special on a Friday night. Remember the Teens Friday night on NBC? That's what it feels like.
Oh wow, we're really aging ourselves up here. Okay, buddy,
that's why I'm more upset about that. I'm not upset about the relationship and the love story part. I'm upset at how it was implemented in the book. Right?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. So let's ask ourselves this: what kind of rating are you feeling like for the book here? What are you thinking?
See. I've been thinking about this for the past few days. How am I going to rate this book? Do I like this book enough to give it a good rating? Do I hate this book to give it a low rating? And the answer was, for me to get that rating was kind of hard. Okay, I'm going to give you a reason why. I'm going to give you the reason why first before I give you my score, and you'll understand why. The title was great. The title does match the book, sort of. Right? You said it several times already. If Greylick wasn't there, is there anything to move in the book? It's like, yes, there is, because Greylick's the primary antagonist that killed Gabe, and everything just keeps going forward, right? And it makes sense. But at the same time, too, Greg did not show up until like the last 5-6 chapters of the book, or even shorter, through the last 4 chapters. Right?
He wasn't. Yeah, he was when he had sort of a scene was either actually he didn't have one in the first chapters. He mentioned
he did not say he didn't say anything. Yeah.
So really, you're right. It was like but that's going to my point is that you had an enemy that was sort of like this person off in the distance where you wasn't really a true threat because it's like an empty bad guy. Like you didn't know that he was bad until like the last 2 chapters of the book. And by that point, I'm like, do I care? Like about generic bad guy. That's what Greylock is to me, generic bad guy. There was no setup,
Yeah, you're right.
It. And that's part of my objection to the book,
Yeah, he is a generic bad guy. And yeah, it is what it is. But there's a few things that I really, really enjoy in the book. Is when Mitch went to the planet to see the mother and daughter, and he got accepted, and that was great. That was really nice. That was a very nice touching. That's the first time, in the book itself, and I realized, oh my God, this is actually very good, right? Because it's actually shown some empathy in the whole thing. The second one was when they went back to the same planet, but this time Vrim was with him, and the mother did not like her. Right, it's because you're the one who took my son away, and you and your hooligans friends took him away from me, and blah blah blah. And that's great because it shows some type of emotion that there's a conflict between Vrim and the mother, and that was really nice, and that whole interaction was actually one of my favorite part of the book because it shows some type of emotions, some type of like regrets and those kind of things, right? But what the book is lacking is substance to the storyline. Substance, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, substance to the storyline itself. Of, dude, I stole my buddy's, or my buddy gave me a starship. Right? He did not give him a starship. He took the starship because he doesn't want to get killed. Right? And I know it's about semantics and all that good stuff, but it's sort of like. It annoys the crap out of me, but the title does not match the book, right? And the love story part, I don't really care about. I have no problems with it. I do have a problem with how cheesy it is. So my ranking is very simple. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. How about you?
Well, I'll start off with my rating and then give you my reason. I'm going to agree with you with the 6 out of 10. I think you and I disagree on the reasons for the ranking, perhaps. My ranking of 6 out of 10 isn't because I didn't enjoy reading the book. It was more about as you would say, the dumb choices in the book. And so when you're reading, you're invested in the character. And it's okay if a character makes a stupid choice. That I'm not objecting to. My problem is that I wonder if there was a vision of how to end the book. And the argument made of maybe that was more dramatic to blow up all the starfighters or whatever, and that was sort of a writing decision. Or maybe you are correct and it came from another editor or somebody who was like, you got to jump in the romance, you got to put that into the end. So I felt like the end of the book was very crammed with a bunch of things the writer was trying to wrap up very quickly and to just slap that bow on, right? Whereas I didn't like even Greylock being introduced in like the last 2 chapters of actually having Greylock in the book. It's like that the movie thing where the bad guy only shows up at the end to be the boss to fight. And I felt like that was what it is, like in the video game. Like you get the boss at the end. You hear about the boss all the time, but you don't actually get to fight until the end. And I feel like that's what happened in the book here. And to me, that was not enough. Especially if your goal is to create a resistance. So they sort of imply at the end of the book that they're going to create a resistance together. But Vern is not, she was just cog in the wheel. She wasn't a leader of the resistance or anything. She doesn't even know what they knew, right? And supposedly there was like hundreds of them and they're all dead now. So the resistance is dead and they're going to create a new one. Well, what is his motivation to become the resistance fighter in the resistance fighter? Is it just to get Greylick? We already had the opportunity in the book. He kicked him in the butt and threw him off the ship, literally. So my objection to the book is not the story itself. It's the writing choices that made me go, was this really worth me reading the chapters in total versus me actually enjoying the end of the book, which was generic happy ending, but I didn't feel very fulfilled by it. And I think that's why my rating went down lower.
Okay, so we both agreed that 6 out of 10, right?
Yes.
So would you, the question I have for you is, would you recommend this book?
You know, I think that it would be hard for me to recommend it. Excuse me. Just coughing there all over the place. It's hard for me to recommend the book because I know what the ending is. And so when I started off the book, as you and I went through reviewing it, we were both giving it a lot of leeway as we were reviewing it, going through, going, you know what? I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, give it the benefit of the doubt. Well, at the end, Leonard, I don't think it deserved the benefit of the doubt, is my final opinion on that.
Yeah, I agree with you because Feud is actually part of the book that I'm kind of like. Here's the thing, though, because I think you said it in your synopsis that, in your opinion, that you feel like the book was rushed in the end, right? That's what you felt like. And I understand all that because I have a feeling that the book's supposed to end a different way, but got rewritten because they said, hey, we want to order another book. Because remember, there's a book 2. And the way the book ended, in my opinion, was rewritten to have a book 2. That's just me.
Yeah, that's a good point. I could see that argument, definitely. Because as you said, there was the cringe factor at the end and everything gets, there's that whole, we'll be the resistance now. Okay, why? Like, that was my big question. Like, why? You're together, you're in love, whatever. That's what you wanted. Go off into the void and enjoy your love life with Tara. Like, whatever. Tara has Gabe now. You can all, as they said,
one big
in the
happy
book,
family.
Yeah, there you
right?
go. There you beat me to it. Yeah, you have your big happy family. Put that bow on it. Just go away. No, we're gonna do the resistance now. As you said, that was a setup for the next book. So, I think the rating is earned there a little bit. I don't think I would recommend it to somebody because I know the ending, and my rating isn't because it was a bad ending. My rating is because of the writing choices about what happened in the final few chapters that really irked me, right? And that's where I sit with it. Join us next time as we have a special guest host to help us review Fourth Wing, chapters 1 to 5 by Rebecca Yaris. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share a review. We love to hear from you. Send us an email at yourbookmarksinfo@gmail.com. Join us again right here where you left off.